The official RSI Perseus Q&A is out. Let us go through the questions and answers, see how many we got right from our previous video. Before I jump into this, if you want to go straight to Q&A, check the time bar below. You can go right to it. But I want to talk a little bit about Cyberpunk coming out tonight. For most of us, well, on the West Coast here, it's at 4 p.m. my time. And some of our Star Citizen streamers are already in there. Now, Captain Richard is actually going to be on the front page of Twitch streaming this. Please go support our Star Citizen streamers. Captain Richard is going to get a ton of new viewers for this, and this is wonderful for Star Citizen as a whole, because once he's done Cyberpunk, he's going to go back to Star Citizen, bring in a lot of new eyeballs, and obviously when he's done his stream, he'll host other Star Citizen streamers. So a boon to all Star Citizen streamers. By all means, please go support them, as many of them are playing Cyberpunk too. All right. Back to the Q&A. RSI Perseus, let's see how many of these answers I got correct from the previous video, starting with the first one. Do the Size 7 guns use bespoke ammunition, and how much ammo can the gunboat carry? The brochure's picture implies dedicated ballistic ammo loaders below the turret. Can we customize the rounds? This is a big question. To be either high explosive or armor penetrating like rounds in real life battle tanks. Will the Size 7 guns be swappable, or are they locked on like the Ares? The official answer is the main turret weapons on the Perseus are planned to be bespoke Size 7 ballistics, correct, with customizable ammo types to provide flexibility. Interesting. That is new information. So at least you'll have armor penetrating and maybe explosive rounds, which will provide more EM damage to shields. I like that flexibility. I don't know if you'll be able to choose which turret gets to fire what kind of ammunition, because they'll make it deadly if the bottom turret can fire explosive rounds for damaging shields and the top turret fires armor penetrating rounds. That we'll have to find out. I don't think they've thought about that much that far either. Next question. How far along is the ship? What's the current stage in the pipeline? The Perseus is at the concept stage and is not in production in the vehicle pipeline at this time. All right, so we've seen some sort of white boxing of the interior, but I guess that's pretty much as far as they have gone. Disappointing, but when the time comes to get in production, things move a lot faster these days than they used to in the old days. How heavily armored is it? It is heavily armored for its size and has two large shields. So it's pretty tanky. It's going to be pretty impressive, I think. What are those pylons on each side? I said they are decorative. The correct answer is they are decorative. No one could have seen that one coming, right? What's the largest ship size that the Size 7 guns will be effective against? Care to guess? They're expected to be effective against all large ship sizes. Carrying on there, if you are targeting critical areas on capital ships, they will provide similar effectiveness as the Crusader Ares Size 7 weaponry. All right, interesting to know. Does it have an armory or weapon racks or medical facilities and facilities for troop carrying? Otherwise, what's the point of a patrol ship being able to carry a rover? In the lore, the ship is not designed to carry a rover. It's more of a happy accident that it can, and it's a good representation of the general cargo volume. It has no armory or troop carrying abilities, as that's not its role. Its typical role is fleet defense, so it would rely on other ships in the fleet for its medical needs. Fair enough, I can accept that. Is the cargo elevator the only entrance into the landed Perseus, or is there a dedicated entrance for personnel? There is a dedicated personnel entrance located at the bottom of the ship to the rear behind the cargo elevator. We actually circled that in the image which I showed because it's kind of hidden, but it is there. Why does the exterior appear to have two doors whilst only one airlock? Is that meant to have only one airlock, and was it just symmetry, or does the other side have a function? There is no functionality there. It was purely done for symmetry. Why is the speed for this 100-meter size ship set at 92 meters? Because it's broadly in line with other ships of its size, class, and weight, particularly given its heavily armored nature. Though, as always, speed will be revisited as the ship progresses through the pipeline. Will it have pilot-controlled weapons? Here's the important one. Will both big man turrets be able to link to the pilot via computer blades if the crew gets sick? The pilot will have access to the torpedoes, and some of the other bridge stations will be able to control weapons. Like other ships with man turrets, they'll be designed to be human operated. However, now here's the important part. However, as a fallback, they will be able to be NPC crewed or equipped with a computer blade. Now, to me, for my personal preference, I love flying and shooting. So if I have to give up a blade that does some other function so I can control just one turret, I'm all for it. This ship just became 42% better for me if I, the pilot, the captain, can control one of the big turrets. I love it. I am now more excited. Great. People speculate that this ship will be able to ram enemy ships as seen in one of the concept art pictures. Stupid question, and the answer is obviously in the concept art. It depicts the Perseus moving through the wreck of the Hammerhead after destroying it. It's not actually ramming it. Like other ships, it's capable of it, but not recommended. Okay. According to the Perseus IAE page, it states nearly identical to the historic military origin. What's the story with that? Well, the original military, or the military original referenced in the brochure, we would never see because they are very old, predating the Tavaran Wars. The lore does not allude to a modern military version, which the in-game model is based on, but this is much the same as the Hornet, the Idris, or any other ship available to players, also used by the UEE military. The implications is that the civilian model available to players is slightly nerfed version of the theoretical military counterparts. So very much like the Idris M, and now you had the Idris P, but they did give you the upgrade kit to make the Idris P the Idris K, which is almost in line, or is in line with the military version Idris. Does this mean that we may see an upgrade kit to make this more like the militarized version, even though it doesn't really exist? CIG, you know you want to do it. Do it. Yeah, it's a money grab, I know. What are the expected weaknesses of the Perseus versus another ship like the Hammerhead? We already know the answer because your turrets are rather slow moving, small fighters. The answer is the big weakness of the ship is a swarm of fighters. All right. In the brochure, it states that the twin ballistic Gatling guns can be fully automated or remotely controlled to keep the incoming ordnance at bay. Will it require AI blades to automate these? This is a good question. Or is automation part of the ship design, as this line of the text implies? The answer is these turrets will come equipped with blades, so they can be automated by default. In addition, they will be controlled remotely from the bridge if a player wishes to manually control them. Great. So the co-pilot or someone sitting next to you can control those turrets on their own. They don't have to be automated, but I love the idea of them being automated, assuming that they can hit stuff. So good Q&A there. I am liking the ship more now because they mentioned that the blades might offer or can offer the pilot to control the big ballistic turrets in the front. And I am pleased with how this is coming along. Let me know, guys. What do you think? Like it? If you enjoy my content, thumbs up, subscribe, comments below, appreciate it. Catch you, well, I'm going to be playing Cyberpunk for the next couple of weeks, but I'll catch you next time.